You've already. Well, what are we talking about now? I think I should just talk about anything that comes in my head, right? No, not at all. So let's talk about how people love to point out, oh, they're doing too hard, or they're not being their authentic self, or they're not being true to themselves, or this and that. Okay, y'all say that a lot. You never looked at yourself and asked yourself that question, if you are actually being true to yourself and authentic to yourself. Because in order for you to know that that person's not being authentic or true to themselves, or trying too hard to be something, it's because you've done it, because you're able to witness it. Either you're doing it or you are in that energy. So usually when you're in that energy or you feel that way, it's easy to project out. Easy. And sometimes you project it out subconsciously, just trying to make content, right? And I see a world differently. And I don't need to go in depth with that. All I gotta say is that for those that are doing their best, they're doing their best to be themselves, or to be true to themselves, authentic to themselves, and are trying hard to bring their vision and passion to reality. There will be noise. And that's what I call noise. When other people start projecting their own inner stuff onto you because you're doing something, I don't want you to feel like you should even let that control your narrative, your anything, your world at all, your vision, your passion at all. I spoke about this recently, about the authenticity, and people are only authentic to their degree, to where they know what authenticity is, until they find out who they truly are, and they can be that true, who they truly are. And that's what pure authenticity is. But don't say somebody's not being authentic. How do you know somebody's not being authentic? Do you know what their version of authenticity is? Do you know if they really know themselves? You know what I'm saying? And it's not going to speak on a person in eggshells or nothing like that. I just like I'm understanding the person as well that's projecting. I'm understanding them too, because I've been in that position that I would say things, certain things I say sometimes, and I'm like, bro, like, you know, now I think differently. It's not that I shouldn't have said that, because mind you, this is a whole human experience. We make mistakes, we don't make mistakes, we better our mistakes, we don't better our mistakes. You know what I'm saying? It's just, and it's not a mistake. None of it's a mistake. It's just an experience that you went through. I just imagine, because we can envision so many things, right? I don't want you to sit down right now and imagine a world where we don't project any negativity I'm not saying the world is not negative, because mind you, the world, it coexists on duality itself. There has to be a balance. You know what I'm saying? No one more than the other. It's just a balance, right? But imagine a world that nobody is worried about nobody else but themselves. Imagine a world like that. If they weren't worried about nothing else but themselves. And I don't mean in a conceited way. I'm talking about inner way. Like you go to your inner passage and go to you for anything, for encouragement, and for praise, for validation, for all that you seek outside. If every single being on this earth were to focus on themselves, then outside of themselves, imagine the world that would be created. There would still be duality, because mind you, people are people, you know what I'm saying? And we have to experience, right? But I don't think there would be so much projections at all. Like, we can live in duality and still not want to put somebody down because they're in their journey, or because we feel inferior about our own selves, and that's why we hurt people. I don't think that hurt people will hurt people in a world that is focused on themselves. And I feel like the more that we focus on ourselves, the more that we get in tune with Earth, Gaia, which is connected to us. You wonder why that things are going the way they are in weather-wise. So yeah, we can go with the conspiracy theory of they got it controlled. We can go with that. And there could be a possibility they have it controlled. But you also got to remember that those minds, they're thinking that, also creating that. You know what I'm saying? Everything is created by your thoughts, your focus. So if you're focused on fear and destruction and war and all this, it comes about. You know what I'm saying? And the more that we are exposed to it, the more we want to embody it. And the more that embodiment, the focus, creates that to reality. So we want a world of peace, yes. As soon as you start going inside of yourself and look for your inner peace, your world will be peaceful. And then you'll be like, damn. So all it took was for me to go inside? Yeah, for you to go inside with yourself. For you to spend time with yourself. For you to get to know who you are. For you to actually find your own inner peace. Because my inner peace is not your inner peace. And your inner peace is not my inner peace. Our inner pieces is different. It's totally different. But you know what's the same? Peace. Not the motive, but peace. It's the same. Our connectivity is the same. We're all connected. That's why the world is the way it is. In general. That's why it has the magic. That's why it does. There's like something happened when it comes to miracles and magic. I'm going to show you the same thing. That's why it's an M. Anyways, when it comes to miracles, people, when they felt, okay, so, because there's so division when it comes to religion and what people see as God being outside of us and instead of it being inside of us, right? And there's that division, right? So that separation creates more separation on different terms, which is discrimination in religions, which is different doctrines and different rules, sets, and all this stuff. Like, it's created by the focus, right? So there's people that don't want to go to church or don't want to go to any type of religion because either they don't believe in God, or they've embodied so much of the chaos that's been going on in the world that they don't have faith in themselves. And that's when they lose faith in God, because they lose faith in themselves. So when that happens, that focus brings an imbalance to the world in general, because mind you, we're all connected. And like I spoke before, this is my box, you're in my universe right now. So y'all get to see in my universe how I get to manage through working on my inner peace, and how you get to witness me embodying my inner peace as well, you know. And you also get to experience on my ups and downs when it comes to this journey, because literally is non-linear, and life is non-linear as itself. There's ups and downs. It's a whole roller coaster, bro. Just have fun with it. Just have fun with it. Why? Just imagine where the thought of a roller coaster came from. And then imagine being on a roller coaster, because if you've ever been on a roller coaster, and those that love the thrill of going down so fast from like 600 feet or whatever, 1,000 feet up, that thrill is the excitement when you're shifting, or when something you've been wanting for so long, which you've been manifesting, and it comes to reality. That same way, that same feeling you get also when something big is coming, right? The more you're aware of your feelings, they all can coexist differently. Like, if you're not aware of your feelings, then it may feel like anxiety. Excitement may very well feel like anxiety. You may not know that anxiety is really excitement. That's why when you get to know yourself, you realize that anxiety was never anxiety. It was just excitement. You just don't know the difference of anxiety and excitement. But yes, so projections out. Envision that, okay, we're going back to the world that's a world that's perfectly imperfect. Because just like this world coexists, there can be another world that coexists to be perfectly imperfect. And people go within themselves. Just like there could be a world that's perfect, dude. Like heaven on earth. It can be created. It can be created within yourself. You are the one to create heaven on earth. And the more that we work towards that, the more it can create, because our focus is on that. So the more that all of the collective, because we're all connected. We're all connected. Yeah. We're all connected. So I'm going to show you how we're literally all connected. There's people right now living a beautiful inner peace within themselves, right? They're living that life. But the world outside of them is still going through chaos and still going through their ups and downs and tarot moments, right? That's because we're all connected. Just because I'm in my inner peace doesn't mean that y'all are in your inner peace. You know what I'm saying? And when y'all not on your inner peace and y'all embodying the system that's built to only elevate you. It's not built to destroy you. When you realize that you embodying that brings it to reality, when you stop embodying it and you be like, nah, well, I want peace. I really feel like we deserve peace. We deserve happiness. We deserve just ease, a life of ease. And the power in your words and your frequency and the way you ask for that wholeheartedly with a pure intentions. Trust me, the more people that do that, the faster it creates in our reality. I'm going to give you a prime example. In one of my videos, I said something, right? I've been saying stuff for a while with my videos, and I started hearing other people say similar things. I said that they said it's what I said. No, it was just similar things that I said, right? And then I seen also the change of frequency in others that I never expected, because I've been manifesting and asking for and professing it for a while and consistent with it. And I can literally tell you that it's happening. We may be in tarot moments, but there's a lot of beautiful souls at this moment grounding themselves and anchoring their light and going within themselves and actually being true to themselves and finding out who they are. And that right there, that's a miracle for me. That's magic. That's beautiful. That's extraordinary. So if my vision, my voice is capable of doing something like that, imagine every single one of us being united. And we can be in union without being in union. And what I mean by that, be in union with yourself. And you're in union with all. Because as soon as you're in union and peace with yourself, you feel the connection of all. That's another light.